What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Damn. I forgot the roly. It's over there. I'll go and get it later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. It is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023, year of our Lord. And I am happy to be here with you guys today. Hey, let me know in the chat exactly where you at right now. I know Q, she took a quick flight so that she can put on that phenomenal show yesterday. Back to the crib in order to be able to do what it is that she did. That's why I love people. I love people. I love the people that's on my team. I love the people that rock with me. Let me know where y'all at right now. One word. Give me the city where y'all at. Give me the city where y'all at. I see Toronto. I got my girl Q in the chat. What up? What up? What up, Connie? Los Angeles, Charleston, Atlanta, Detroit, Boston, Memphis, Houston, on my couch. Shout out to Q. Ohio, Miami, Shelby Township, that's in Michigan, Nashville, Elk Grove, OKC, DMV, Chicago, Detroit, Roseville, Memphis, home, Birmingham, Harrisburg, Houston, Brooklyn, Jacksonville, the Bronx, Detroit. Shout out to my Detroit brethren. Pittsburgh, I love it. STL, what up, what up? Cincinnati, DC, Hawthorne, California, Houston, Huntsville, Greenville, Clarkston, St. Louis, the Bay, Charleston, St. Louis, Winston, Nashville, Florida, Nairobi. Shout out to my Nairobi people. Cincinnati, Ohio, Connecticut, San Antonio, Vegas, Pensacola, Philly. What up, though? STL, St. Louis, Massachusetts, Columbia, Los Angeles, East Chicago, Hayward, Albuquerque, Chattanooga, Jersey, Livonia, Ballsack, Missouri. Is that a place? Chicago, New Jersey. Shout out to my dog. Midland, Texas, Qatar. Y'all watch me over in Qatar. Shout out to my people out in Qatar. Dallas, Connecticut, Denver, Jersey City, London, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston, Pearland, Texas. What up, though? Denver, Southfield, Michigan. What up to my Southfield people? Nova Scotia. I guess we got a whole movement out here in these streets. Hey, I want my 30 million. Whatever network is out there. They said we over in Qatar. We over in Nova Scotia, Nairobi, Fayetteville, St. Louis, Louisville to 305, Memphis, Nashville. We all over the map. What up, Naptown? What up, Peoria? That's out there in Illinois. I know where you at. Gary, Indiana. What up, what up, what up? I've been there. Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Charlotte. Oh, yeah. Detroit in the building. North Korea. What up to my North Koreans out here? What up, though? As they said, North Korea. North Korea. What up, though, friends and family? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. NYC in the building. Melbourne, Australia. What's going on? South Carolina, 229, 219. What up, y'all? I love y'all. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Tej Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I appreciate you guys. North Miami Beach, Florida. Must be nice. South Loop, Chicago, baby, said Messy Mathematician. What up? I love you guys. Make sure y'all get that Tej Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right, I see you, social sis. Detroit in the building. Hey, they said that I don't represent Detroit. I am the city. There is no content creator putting on for Detroit more than me. There is no content creator that put on for Detroit more than Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Who are you? Who are you? Listen, we're going to continue to rock. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate it. Let's go. What up, Phoenix in the building? Let's get to it. Chocolate City, D.C. I'm going to be in D.C. in October. Again, make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to all of my people on Facebook. Also, I absolutely love you guys for showing up on the show last night. We got a small review on that. We're going to tackle Sha'Carri Richardson. I want to get into the lead attorney's perspective on Fresh and Fit. And we also got a little bit of theft that we need to address, so we're going to deal with that. But make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you have not already, make sure you hit a like no matter what platform that you on. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Let's get straight into the show. So I want to first address and first talk about it seems like there's a rash of people that's walking around. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. Shout out to Qbert Rame. Also, shout out to my dog, Ray Sean. Shout out to Mike, that dude over there on Cash App. DeJuan Alford. I'm definitely going to be reading that shortly. Capturing all super chats throughout the show, and I'm going to be reading it because I don't advocate for you guys to send them, but I appreciate it when you do, and so I absolutely positively have to acknowledge you guys. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we know what's happening out there in California, right? Before we really get into the show, we know what's happening in California. All across California, it seems as though your legislators and the people that vote these legislators in advocate for criminal behavior. Shout out to P. Shank. I'm going to read that shortly. It seems like they advocate for criminal behavior. Why? Because they basically enabled criminals to be able to get away with some of the most egregious things. Now, I have a theory, right? And it's only a theory because I can't necessarily prove it, but I truly believe in it. And my theory is that what you see happening throughout the United States of America, the downfall, the Sodom and Gomorrah, is a manufactured downfall, and people continue to fall for it. And the reason that they fall for it is because they operate out of ignorance and they don't really know any better. I'm going to shoot y'all some bail today, right? So, for example, I think that what they do is they give you a problem that then forces them to solve for it. I think that some of the wars that we've had throughout the society, let me get on my conspiracy theory tip right now. I think that some of the wars that we've had out of society today and in yesteryear came as a result, not because it was actually a war that we need to implement, but there was a problem that we wanted to create so that we can solve for it to then extract something else on the back end and to force the people to continue to vote you in office. I'll give you an example. I remember when I was working, I think it was in like 2000, 2001, 2002. I think it was 2001. And I was working in a plant. And I was at the manufacturing facility or whatever, so on and so forth. And it was the morning time. And everybody started walking over to the break room. And I'm like, what is happening in the break room? What is happening in the break room? And so I went over there and it was a building on fire. And apparently it was the World Trade Center buildings that was on fire because somebody had crashed a plane into them. And then I seen a second one. And the first thing that I thought to myself is, I'm about to get laid off. The second thing I thought to myself is, the president that we have in office right now is doing such a bad job, but now we're going to have to vote him back in because this is an issue that you can't leave over into an incoming president. It has to be somebody that is currently in office. Now, this is my young, ignorant self, but I believe that I was right. And I believe that those situations, along with other things, and if you look at throughout our history, these are manufactured events that happen that ultimately force us to vote a certain way because we're emotional and we don't think logical and we don't look at things from a business perspective. I believe that when you think about the oil that's extracted, when you think about us going over and saving different people, when you think about us implementing ourselves and participating in certain wars and the different people that's pulling the puppet strings throughout history, I don't believe that most of this stuff comes as a result of human behavior. I think that most of it comes as a result of manufactured behavior from those that are at the top that control your emotions and then force you to vote a certain type of way because we don't really understand what it is that we doing to ourselves. When you think about what happened during the pandemic and all of the distractions that happened when it came to Black Lives Matters, we knew if you go over to their website that it was a Marxist organization. We knew who was running that organization, but we still voted for it. We bought their shirts. We donated to their causes. We see things happening throughout society, but our better judgment and our better common sense never kicks in to where we can prevent ourselves from doing the things that's the worst for us. And so as a result, this is what you get. And I think that this is similar to what's happening over in California. Let me cook. This is the realest talk that you're going to get. This is the best morning show ever. If you have not shared this with your family and friends and hit a like for the YouTube algorithm or the Facebook algorithm, then you are really missing out. We know in hindsight, if we look at all of the things that's happened throughout our society, if we looking at the bomb in Hiroshima, if we look at Nagasaki, if we look at the Kuwait, over in Kuwait, operating Saudi Arabia, right? Saddam Hussein. When we think about some of the most egregious people throughout history, do you know that there's dictators that never has been addressed, never has been written about, that has done more atrocious things than some of the people that we highlight as the worst of society? Why? Because we don't necessarily get any benefit as a result of it. History is written by the winners. And so when we see what's happening today, and I'm going to bring it back for you guys, when you see what's happening today and you see what's happening over in California and DC and Chicago, and they can't seem to get these cities together, and we allow for ourselves to continue to vote in people based off of our emotions, what do you think is going to happen? They're manufacturing something that then forces you to vote a certain type of way. When you think about what happened during the pandemic, right? And you think about how states were split across party lines in order to align with who it is that they wanted to be in office. Some states shut down, some states didn't. Some states said that it was the president's fault, some states didn't. When you think about what's happening with Trump, in every single state, he's turning himself into Georgia allegedly right now. Right now. My biggest gripe with Trump is that he never should have ran for public office in the first place because everybody loved him and all of the rappers was taking pictures with him and y'all was referencing him in y'all songs until he became president of the United States of America. Then he became Orange Man bad. And if you can't see that this thing is a manufactured problem, because if you don't vote for Biden and you're not black, then you're living under a rock. Now, I'm not telling you why you should vote or who you should vote for. I'm talking to you about being informed about what's happening throughout our society, and everything that you see is being manufactured in order to get you to vote a certain type of way or to operate a certain type of way or to purchase a certain type of way or to prop up a specific type of industry. If you don't understand that certain things is then happening, that then dictates how it is that they extract the most money from you because you're emotional, then you really operate naive. You're not really paying attention. And so when we see all of this stuff happening and these laws being implemented, especially in California, where they're allowing basically criminal activity and there's a no bail system and they letting people rob people, there's a movement in which Asians over in California, especially in Oak Hills, are being targeted on a regular basis and nobody is doing anything about it. But there are certain places that's saying, nah, we not going, fam. We not going, fam. But that's not the issue. That's not the issue. You know what the real issue is? The real issue that we're seeing happening right now is the fact that a lot of people have bought so much into the juice that they're then enabling the bad behavior. And they're having conversations about how the police officers are wrong that then do their job to protect us as citizens instead of holding the people that's doing the egregious behavior accountable. Case in point.
What just happened? Someone just got absolutely done.
Where's she at?
Up there, JC.
No, go up there. No.
It's human nature, right?
That's crazy.
Did she get caught?
I don't know. They took her down. Damn.
Thank you for the super chats. I'm going to be reading those shortly. I appreciate you guys.
That's the same cop that.
What you see right here, ladies and gentlemen, is 12 Oaks Mall in Novi, Michigan. Novi, Michigan is a suburb basically on the outskirts of Detroit. And it's a pretty prestigious place, right? The average home price in Novi, Michigan, let me pull it up for you. The average home price in Novi, Michigan is trending towards $500,000, right? Somewhere between $434,000 and $500,000 on a regular basis, right? So that's the average purchase price for a home in Novi, Michigan. So what I'm seeing at this mall in Novi, Michigan is a woman that is on the ground and she's being addressed by the police because she tried to pull some of the same stuff that they trying to pull over in California. They think that they just going to walk in, steal, be able to get away, do what they want to do, and then they're going to blame the police for it, and then people are going to come to their aid and then say, hey, why are you body slamming her? Why are you dealing with her a certain type of way? But let's continue.
Yelled at us. That's the same cop that yelled at us.
Sit down.
Ooh.
Sit down.
Hey, you know, this is so aggressive, Jester. She is perfect.
Sit down.
Get your bitch ass the fuck out.
Sit down.
So now you see a combative woman. I'm not going to address her race. You can see it for yourself. Your eyes work. You have a combative woman that literally was stealing, getting caught. The police ain't messing around out here. Come out here and do that junk if you want to. This ain't California. The police is not messing around out here, and they addressing it accordingly. They addressing it with aggression. They're addressing it very fervently. And you have a woman, instead of her cooperating on what she was doing the wrong thing in the first place, she's deciding to get combative with the police.
Go around. Come here.
Oh my God.
Yo.
You have no idea. Go.
It don't
It
matter.
has nothing to do with you. Don't know what happened. Go. She's still a lady at the end of the day. Y'all grown men.
She's still a lady at the end of the day, y'all grown men. You have people, the general public, who's been programmed to look at the police as the enemy and not the people that's actually running their businesses out of order, out of business, out of pocket, continuing to destroy the fabric of America and society and run your taxes up and all of that other type of stuff. And so instead of them holding her accountable, they're trying to hold the police accountable that then is called in order to protect us and do the thing that's in our own best interest. Let's continue.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. What'd she even do?
I want to get
What'd she do?
Come here.
Stay right here.
Two of y'all need to hold her. Two of y'all need to, only one of y'all. She's a one. Two of y'all don't need to hold her.
I can tell that she's got bruises on her ears. Because he's just bullshit. I know.
That shit weak as hell.
It's bullshit how they're treating her. She might have been stealing or whatever, but you don't need to treat her like that. She's so fucking
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know what the issue was.
What's up, gang? What's up, gang? Dude, let's follow. I want to watch. Come here.
Somebody said, are they defending theft? They absolutely are. They absolutely are. They are defending theft. They are defending theft. Let's continue. I'm going to play it through.
Press. Yeah. Dude, I thought he was chasing him.
She ran.
Oh. You don't need to get involved.
What is she saying? She said, you don't have to get involved.
We're allowed to record if we want.
That's so embarrassing.
That's crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why'd she try to run again? Was she trying to steal?
Let me get.
Whose shoe is that?
That's her shoe.
So now we've devolved to the point to where we're now on the side of the criminals instead of being on the side of righteousness. You don't even have to look at it from a righteousness perspective. You can just look at it from the perspective of what's in your own best interest. Is it in your best interest? If you're not a criminal, you have nothing to worry about. That always reminds me of the conversation that people have with me and when they say, well, Anton, what's going to happen when you get pulled over? I have my hands on the steering wheel. I roll my windows down. I turn my dome lights on. If it's the nighttime, I then address the officer accordingly. And I say, hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? I comply, especially knowing that I'm the person that was speeding down the street and I didn't get pulled over for no reason. 99% of the time when you get pulled over in a car, you know what you was doing. It's not their fault that they pulled you over. It's your fault for breaking the law. But I have my license, my registration. I know what the law is. I'm going to comply. I'm going to be cool. And you know what happens? Overwhelmingly, 99% of the time, I don't even get a ticket. They let me go. They say, oh, man, just be careful, so on and so forth. Don't be out here doing this. Hey, where you live at? Oh, okay, cool. I have no problems whatsoever. You know why? Because I'm not a criminal. And so criminals then want bad behavior rooted out of their neighborhoods, their streets. We don't want businesses to close. We like it when we have the ability to be able to go out and shop and have safety. We like the fact that we don't have to hear sirens throughout the night. We like the fact that our children can go outside and play without having to worry about catching a stray bullet. We like the fact that we don't have to worry about stealing, or when stealing happens, that it's addressed accordingly, because we don't want to have to raise up the prices in order to account for the theft and the pillage that goes out. And most of the people that enable this behavior, they've never had a business. They've never ran something where they had somebody stealing from them. You wouldn't believe the amount of theft that happened at the restaurant. Literally, people was walking product out the door as the people was delivering it. You wouldn't believe the criminal behavior and the nature that happens when people are enabled with this bad behavior. And then you know what they're going to do? You know what they're going to do? They're going to complain that it's a food desert. They're going to complain that they don't have no options. They're going to complain that their property values is down. They're going to complain that their schools is lackluster, because the property values is the large determination of how much taxes is going to, and how much effort and how much money is going to be placed into your school system. Oh, they don't invest in our school system. Oh, you don't invest in your own town by then addressing the criminal nature and the criminal behavior that happens in our society. But I'm very, very thankful. I'm one of the few people that actually love our police officers and appreciate them for doing the jobs that we ourselves wouldn't do. I appreciate the people that clean up our streets. I appreciate the people that come and pick up our trash. I show love to our postal workers. I love it when we operate within a society in which our culture does not enable bad or criminal behavior. But this is the way in which we're going. This is the spaces that we live in. This is the mindset and the behavior that we're empowering. This is the stuff that we champion. This is the reason why we wear the Free Ray Ray shirt on because we don't know what's best for ourselves, and we don't even understand that we're doing the things that's not in the best interest of our children. If you can't even do it for yourself, do it for your kids. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your kids. I'm never going to support, back, or enable bad behavior because I do not believe in it. I do not love it. I do not champion it. I do not have any kind of love for people that do the wrong thing. And the minute that you don't hold them accountable, they continue to perpetuate bad behavior, and it becomes like a virus. It spreads. It's like bacteria. It takes over everything. And then it absolutely destroys everything that you have, including your own neighborhood. Man, I don't want nothing happening in my spaces or my neighborhood that would put my daughter at a disadvantage or would prevent her from being able to live her best life. I don't understand it. I don't understand how y'all continue to think that this is a good thing for y'all to continue to support criminal behavior. I believe in the walk of shame. Yo, I was talking to somebody yesterday and I said, yo, don't you realize that the way in which they dealt with and prevented anybody from doing things that's bad for them is they used to cut off the fingers or cut off the hands of a thief? A thief was one of the worst things that you can be. Taking something that's not yours. Coveting something that's not yours. Being jealous of somebody for something that they had. Being a thief was worthy of almost death. Being a thief was worthy of getting your hand cut off. Why don't we shame criminals? Why do we continue to make things bad in our own neighborhoods? Why do we not understand that this is not going to work out in our benefit if we're not taking care of business? I don't get it. Why do we think that this is cool? When did it become cool to be a thief? When did it become cool to ruin your own neighborhoods and take from your own stores and the businesses? Don't y'all realize that a lot of these businesses are people? Most businesses are small business. When you go into a restaurant and you finesse somebody, right? And you go in and you know you didn't want to pay the bill. And so you go in and you can complain. I can't stand going to the restaurant with people that complain on purpose so that they can get their food for free. Don't you know that's somebody else's business that they invested in? I can't stand people that's trying to get stuff for free. I can't stand finessers. I can't stand it. It bothers me to my core. And at some point, we're going to have to evolve to where we see right is right and wrong is wrong. Or maybe we just continue to devolve so much to where it really is Sodom and Gomorrah. Let me read the super chats and then we're going to really get into the show. Thank you guys for continuing to support me. It's going to be a phenomenal show today. I guarantee you. Shout out to Qbert Rain says, give Anton his 50 M's. Dang, I was only asking for 30. But I'll take the 50. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. My dog, shout out to Ray Sean. Shout out to Ray Sean. Ray Sean says, hey, Anton, I just surpassed 1 million views on my channel. Thank you for leading by example. I appreciate you. Ray Sean is one of the people that I mentor. He has a great tribe following him. Make sure you tap into Ray Sean. He is awesome. He does a lot of work with a lot of people, and he helps a lot of people. He is one of the bag chasers, one of the seat at the table members. Shout out to Ray Sean, and congratulations to passing 1 million views on your channel. It is very hard being a content creator, and a lot of people don't understand what goes into it. But Ray Sean, you are absolutely awesome, and I appreciate you. Dewan said, what up, though, Anton? Shout out to my Detroit brethren. Dewan says, Anton, everyone find directions. Shout out to Dewan. I appreciate you for the super chat. P. Shank says, good morning, Anton. Good morning to you, my friend. I appreciate you. Greatness to Work is in the building says, hooligan dialect? Is that what you meant to say? Shout out to you. Jay Nima, I appreciate you for the 20 ball. Says, I'm a contractor in Qatar, and I saw your content for the first time last week, and I've been tapped in ever since. Salute to you, fam. I need those frames 2G. Drop the link. Keep talking that truth. Shout out to my people out there in Qatar. We out here, we worldwide. I want my 30 million. Jamal Park says, police have my full support. It's a thankless job. I appreciate you. Smiling Buddha. Hey, Ray Sean, put your channel in the chat for the people to be able to check it out and subscribe. Smiling Buddha says, Rob Still Kill. Amazing. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Brian Smith says, don't tell me 12 Oaks is turning into Northland. It bet not. Cardell Snorton is in the building, says, starting grad school soon for my MBA. With concentration in finance, I'm interested in PE, investment banking, or asset management. Any advice for me? The core of what it is that you get your degree in is not going to determine whatever it is that you go into, right? That's just the foundation. I think that the degree is for you to be able to get into the door. Whatever your concentration is, you have to master that on your own as an individual. Send me an email or send me a message inside of the Patreon, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com, and we can discuss it at length. Thank you, Cardale. I appreciate you. Let me get a couple more people in here. Persevere Data TV is in the building. Says, I live right around the corner from 12 Oaks Mall. The poison has made it out here now. Sheesh. Nah, man, we going to nip that junk in the bud right away. Right away. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's deep dive. Now, Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson. One thing that I noticed about people, and I think that as content creators, we need to be more responsible with our platform. One thing that I noticed about people is that we're unwilling to bring ourselves back to the front of the congregation in order to acknowledge the good when people do good, and so we're not actually being objective. When Sha'Carri Richardson was fumbling the bag and Nike was on the fence and she was going back and forth in her personal life and everything was making it out to the media, everybody had everything to say. But you know what I don't see? I don't see all of these content creators having a conversation and talking about the good things that she's doing also. See, as an equal accountability partner and as an equal accountability smoke giver, we're not just impartial, or we don't just have conversations based off of holding men accountable and holding women accountable. We also have to give credit where credit is due. We have to highlight the good, and we have to give just as much energy over into the good as we do into the bad. When we have coaching calls with a lot of you guys, right? And you tap into me and you say, Anton, this is what I accomplished this week, so on and so forth. And they want to quickly skip over all of the good things that they did and get right into solving for the problems that they having problems with. I stop them immediately. And I say, hold on. We're not just going to skip over the fact that you graduated. We're not going to skip over the fact that you just became successful. We're not going to skip over the good things that you've done. We're not going to skip over this milestone moment that you accomplished and only spend 2 minutes on that and spend the next 40 minutes on something about how it is that I need to hold you accountable. We're going to also acknowledge and give just as much energy to what it is that you're doing well, because maybe we can leapfrog off of that with the learned lessons in order to continue to push you forward, right? Sha'Carri Richardson, for all that she's done over the last 1-2 years, and thank you, LH, I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. Sha'Carri Richardson, for all that she got into and all of the issues, because y'all got to remember, this girl is still young. She's still young, meaning that she had some problems. Yeah, she looked like she was for the streets. She had the long nails, whatever, so on and so forth. And we did endless live streams and endless conversations about Sha'Carri Richardson as content creators. But I don't see anybody having a conversation about what she's accomplished over the last couple of days, over the last year, how she got focused, how she was really, really dedicating herself, and she was really running that checkup, and she was mopping the floor with everybody, that she went back into the lab and she got quiet and she did what it is that she needed to do, and she learned from her mistakes and she started to make adjustments. Why don't we give the same amount of energy over into the good stuff as we give over into the bad stuff? I'm curious. Why don't we give the same amount of energy over into the good stuff as we do into the bad stuff? Interesting. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to revisit a conversation that I was having well over 2 years ago about what Sha'Carri Richardson did to fumble the bag. All right, make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. I'm gonna bring myself to the front of the congregation and I'm gonna revisit what it is that I posted and had a conversation about as far as Sha'Carri Richardson, and then we're gonna go from there. Hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I do have my Rich Bully hoodie on. Shout out to y'all that's been rocking with me since all this time. We are in season 3. Shout out to y'all that was rocking with me back in 2021, 2020, 2021. Here, let's fast forward. We was doing housekeeping. Sha'Carri Richardson, a great package. She was a star in college, and widely expected to become the next star, the next track and field athlete star, blowing away the competition. And then she really rose to fame when people found out that she had been having some private family problems and things like that. But recently, it's come out that she's tested positive for a banned substance for track, which is known as marijuana. Now, I know that there's a lot of debate that goes on every single day. Oh, it shouldn't be banned and all of this other type of stuff. And there's been a pouring of support across social media and Twitter. But I've also seen a lot of people say, man, I can't believe that she messed up the bag. Man, I can't believe that, you know, she should have known better, and so on and so forth. So let's extend a little bit of grace in that she is young, right? Same energy. I'm the same person that I was yesterday as I am today. The same energy. I have not even watched this. I literally just found it, threw it up there, and I said, you know what? I'm going to bring myself to the front of the congregation to see what it is that I said about her. I said, listen, we need to extend some grace to this girl because she's young. We need to extend some grace to this girl because she is young. That is what I said. It is documented. It is literally right here, and we're watching it in real time. She is young, and everybody has made mistakes. I fumbled the bag at parts of my life, which has propelled me to be a lot more successful today, right? So with that in consideration, I ran across an article on. So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward a little bit because I want to get to the final of what I said before we get into what it is that she's accomplished. People no longer care about the story. They only care about the results, ultimately. So that's just my take on it from a business perspective. I always look at things from a business perspective. And again, I am compassionate to the situation. And the same reason why you become successful or you become a marketed star, the fact that she overcame can be the exact same reason why it is all taken away from you. You can't pick and choose how you are successful and then why people shouldn't hold you accountable. You got to keep the same energy across the board. The same way that I'm personally very, very much brash, that I live my life like an open book. I'm open to criticism. I'm open to it from both ways. I take all of the compliments and the things that people say about me graciously, and I love it. And I also have to embrace the negativity that comes with it. And I'm talking about constructive criticism or things that are actually valid. We're not talking about people that just hate you out of a jealous thing. We gonna keep pounding on them and beating them in the head. We don't care about them. We gonna make them suffer. It's always gonna be those type of guys. But again, you have to look at it from both sides, and hopefully she can learn from this. Hopefully this becomes an experience that she looks at and, you know, she overcomes. We always have to. Damn, Anton still had a different Rolex on back then. Suffer. We always have to embrace our failures in order to propel us to be more successful. Interesting. We need to learn from our experiences. I think that she can overcome it, and as long as she learns from her failures in order to be able to get to the successes, then she'll be fine. That was my perspective. That was my take on it. That was what I seen when I seen her going through what she was going through as far as somebody holding her accountable. Yes, she has to be accountable for her actions. But then at the same time, she can't overcome this. Well, okay, cool. Fast forward. Destroying everything. You know what they called this situation that she was in today? Or that she just won? An improbable victory. All of the Jamaicans, they say the Jamaican women, the Jamaican guys, that they're the fastest runners in the world, and there's nothing that they can do that Americans can do, and Americans ain't won gold and all of this different time or whatever, so on and so forth. Okay, well, let's replay parts of it. I don't want to replay all of it because obviously for certain reasons, but let's replay parts of it to revisit exactly what happened.
All right, as we're about to meet the women for the 100 final, keep this in mind. US women haven't won a medal at World Championships in this event since 2017 when the
Since 2017, women have not won a medal. Since 2017. Let's fast forward.
That's the roar for a legend. 36-year-old Mummy Rocket, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, going for her third consecutive World 100 title.
I wonder why we don't have that same energy as far as the color of her hair and all of that other type of stuff as we have for Sha'Carri Richardson. I wonder why we don't have the same energy that we have for the Jamaicans that have colored hair. Red, yellow, gold, all of that. I see a purple hairstyle up there. We don't have the same energy that we had for them that we had for Sha'Carri Richardson. I wonder why. Is it that we don't have really any expectations for it? Or the only thing we care about is the winners? When you're a winner, what happens is people extend grace. When you're a winner, people extend grace.
And she has to be savoring this because this is likely her last appearance at Worlds. If she gets the start she got in her heat, I think she could win the whole thing and upset Shericka Jackson. If she gets the start.
They wasn't even talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. They wasn't even talking about Sha'Carri Richardson at all. They literally wasn't even taking her into consideration.
She's got to have a much better start because at least then she gives herself a chance. This is a world championship final. You're not going to run down people if you give them too much of a lead.
The two Jamaicans in the middle, Shericka Jackson, and then Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Julian Alfred on their outside. Blue top, black bottoms.
Set.
Sha'Carri Richardson is literally at the bottom left hand of your screen. Lane 9. Lane 9. She's lane 9, all right?
Women's 100 World Final.
She's behind. They said you can't run them down. They too fast. Underdog. Not good enough.
The Jamaicans get out well. It's Shericka Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Talu. Here comes Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri's done it.
Look at the disappointment on that woman's face. Look at the disappointment on that woman's face. She is not happy about what the hell just happened. What just happened? Nobody was even paying attention to lane 9. Nobody was talking about or paying attention to lane 9.
Sha'Carri Richardson has won the world title. She had to come from behind in the semi, but when it counted, she has done it.
So let me do this. I don't want to play any more of it. I just want to make sure that y'all understand this. I want to give Sha'Carri Richardson her flowers. In the same way that we held her accountable for all of the things that she did and all of the situations that she put herself in, self-inflicted wounds, whatever it is that she had going on, I want to personally, as a content creator, keep the same energy across the board that we had for her when we was holding her accountable. I want to keep that energy also when people do stuff well. Shout out to this phenomenal black woman who overcame the odds, who overcame all of the problems and the issues and the trouble. And do not think that I'm not going to be holding y'all accountable. But let me also give y'all the credit where credit is due. She worked her ass off. She took care of her business. She held it down. She largely divested herself from all of the fuckery and the issues and the problems and the limelight. And she went back to the lab and she hit it. She went into lane 9. You didn't hear nothing from her. She did not complain about it. She didn't do anything bad. You ain't seen nothing happening with her as far as the problems and the trouble. Yeah, we can have a conversation about holding her accountable about her looks and all of that other type of stuff. But we can save that from another day. Can we give Sha'Carri Richardson her flowers? Can we give Sha'Carri Richardson her flowers? Can we look at her as an inspiration when it comes to the dedication and overcoming and not necessarily letting your losses then define what it is that you're going to be in the future, but that the redemption story, the arc, the thing that you use in order to continue to propel yourself forward is the thing that we should be championing just as much as we holding people accountable for the things that they didn't do right. I personally think that Sha'Carri Richardson is doing a great job. I love what it is that she's doing. I think that she's putting on and representing the United States phenomenal. Thank you, Sha'Carri Richardson, for putting on and representing what hard work look like. We definitely gotta clean up the tattoos and stuff. But in a general sense, I think that she's awesome. I think that she's done great. And I think that this is a great inspiration for how it is that you recover and you don't let the things that you go through get you down, but you go back into the lab and you take care of business. Shout out to her. Absolutely awesome. I loved watching this. I loved watching the replay, and I couldn't wait to react to it. I know it's not the popular thing. I know it's not the thing that y'all want me to talk about. I know it's not the thing that y'all want to highlight, but we got to give flowers and we got to give credit where credit is due, and we can't ignore it when they do something awesome. We also got to acknowledge it on the other side. So shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. Phenomenal race. You're getting your flowers over here from Anton Daniels. I think that you did a great job. Let me read some of the super chats, and then we're going to continue over with the show. LH says, when will do content on the full video of the Breakfast Club interview with Larry Elder? I'm not revisiting that. Larry Elder cooked. I think that everybody could see it. I'm not going to do a review of the whole video because, I don't know. I just don't care about the Breakfast Club. I genuinely just don't care about the Breakfast Club. And so, I react to stuff that makes the news minimally because I'm not going to ignore it, but at the same time, it's just not my cup of tea. I think that they built a phenomenal platform. I have no smoke for them in particular, but I just don't really care about the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend my watch time on them. I got a limited amount of time. I'm definitely not going to use it for the Breakfast Club. Bro, you going international today? Be nice with our champions, please, but still address the host. Shout out to Cliff Williams. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for holding me down. YFNL Bill is in the building, says, I hate the haters that hate off of just one competition, watching her from the beginning until now. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for holding me down. And shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you also. Thank you guys for continuing to hold me down. Thank you for the support. Thank you for hitting the like. You are absolutely welcome. Let's move over into the next thing. So I want to talk about something specifically. I want to break down the lead attorney's reaction to Fresh and Fit. And I think that it's important for us to break down what the lead attorney was saying about Fresh and Fit because I think that he was very much in the crosshairs, not as much maybe as Abba and Preach, but he was very much in the crosshairs of Fresh and Fit. And he was one of the content creators that was affected by the copyright strikes that they had sent out to all of the content creators. See, it's one thing to send it out to one person in particular, or, if somebody is using your stuff without authorization or because you don't understand the copyright system. But it's another thing to send it out to everybody that you don't like just because you don't like them. It was a bad move. But before we go into the lead attorney's perspective and his video of what happened with Fresh and Fit, I'm going to give you the real reason why Fresh and Fit got demonetized. The real reason why Fresh and Fit got demonetized. They got demonetized. And a lot of what I hear the commentary across the internet is, I hear everybody talking about the hoodies that they wore or the hoods that they wore on different live streams. I hear people talking about the copyright strikes that they sent out. I hear people talking about the beef that they was in with Abba and Preach. I hear a lot of different things. Honestly, I hear a lot of things that people say about the things that they did wrong. And all of them are valid. And we truly don't really know why they got their platform demonetized. But I'll tell you this. The main reason that they got demonetized is because they started beefing with other people. The main reason why Fresh and Fit is now in the crosshairs of YouTube and trying to get the monetization back is because they engaged in beef and they did not stay focused on the thing that they were supposed to be focusing on, which is creating good content. When they start immersing themselves and going back and forth with Abba and Preach, when they start focusing on what it is that everybody else was saying around them, when they start, trying to defend themselves and going back and forth and start getting emotional about everything that everybody else was saying, when they start deep diving into all of that, that was the beginning of the downfall when they could not pull themselves back out of it and recognize that we was making a mistake. We need to focus on the thing that's making us money. At the forefront of almost every single person that falls, it always comes as a result of you being immersed in something that you shouldn't be a part of, which is the beef. Everything else came afterwards. All of the reactions of what it is that they did that ultimately could or could not have got them demonetized or put them on the radar of other people came afterwards. It was the fact that they even engaged in the first place that then put them on this downward spiral that ultimately led to the demonetization of their platform. And somebody said, cap, people started beef with them. What part is the cap? People start beef with people all the time. That don't mean that I have to necessarily respond to you. Yeah, people started beef with them. So you think that I'm about to mess up my bag in order to go back and forth with you? Nah, you know what? I was about to go down that road. Nah, you know what? I did this before. Or nah, that don't necessarily result in the money. That's not going to play out for me long term. I don't have to necessarily come back and forth with you. He said they never started. I never said that they started beef. I said they engaged in the beef. And if I say they started it, then maybe I got my wording wrong. You cannot engage in the thing that is not going to generate the most money for you long term, or is not going to play out for you long term. I don't care. Listen, everybody is going to say something about you, and I keep telling people this all the time. You don't have to respond. You do not have to engage. You have to play. You have to play the game according to what's best for you, not what's best for them. If you see somebody talking about you, or you see they trying to get your attention and they doing like this, hey, I want your attention, that don't mean that I have to necessarily engage. That don't have that. Listen, at the end of the day, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing? The most important thing is I need to make sure that I protect my business, not necessarily validate what you feel about me. I need to focus on what protects my business, what's going to be best for me and my family, instead of being focused on what it is that you say about me. I don't care about what you say about me. You bigging me up. You creating more visibility for me. You driving people over to my platform. I'm going to use this in order to benefit from it, instead of letting my emotions then drive me down a path that allows me to respond to something that's not going to be conducive for what it is that I'm building for my platform. I'm never going to do the thing that is going to drive me into demonetizing my platform in order to validate how you feel about me. Ever. The minute that we stop getting emotional and let people putting us in their trick bag is the minute that we can then leverage how it is that we're able to use our platform in order to make the most money. I'm never, ever, not if I can control it, not if I can have people around me and say, Anton, you need to focus on the thing that makes the most sense. I'm not about to fumble my bag for you. I'm not about to fumble my bag for you. And see, this K Foon Me guy is saying, I think they got, you don't know. You don't know. The fact of the matter is, creating this visibility for yourself by doing things that's not best for you, by engaging with people that don't have your best interest at heart, is not going to be beneficial to you. It's not look. Even if you don't necessarily like or agree with me, here's the fundamental issue. Protect the bag. Protect the bag. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to care about you. Everybody is going to push you, rah. You know, man, you know how many videos I get a day about people sending me stuff that people are saying about me? Every day. I've literally created an economy. This is the Anton economy in which people are literally eating because they have the ability to be able to react to my videos. They should be thanking me. They should send me a Christmas gift. I've created an economy. There's other people that have done it also. They've created an economy for themselves based off of the fact that other people don't necessarily like them. Who cares? Is it affecting your bag? Is it slowing down your money? Is it preventing you from being able to get a bag? If not, then focus on doing the thing that's in the best interest of your child, your wife, your family, and then ultimately the people that's going to come after you. I have employees to protect. I can't be worrying about what everybody else is talking about. That don't affect me in real life. These people stay in the house. They're not outside. They dodging me. I'm from city to city, state to state. I don't see none of them, ever. Ever. Let's get into it. I want to get into the lead attorney's perspective and what it is that he had to say. Again, hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Let's get into the show.
Saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
And shout out to the lead attorney. Fresh was over there looking defeated. I kind of felt bad for Fresh. I ain't even gonna lie. I felt bad for Fresh. Because I know ultimately we may not necessarily agree with different people and stuff like that, but he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a decent enough guy. And again, different people, we try to remove the humanity from people because we don't necessarily care for them. But the reality is that I kind of felt bad for Fresh because he was like, I don't know. Let's continue.
Lead attorney here. People wanted me to react to this. Now, why is that? Fresh and Fit doesn't really care for me too much.
What do you guys think about the lead attorney?
No comment.
X.
Yep.
Hell no.
People want to know if I'm happy about what has happened to their channel. They want to know if I'm going to take a victory lap. Well, I am not happy, and this video will not be a victory lap. For those who don't know, Fresh and Fit's channel was just demonetized yesterday. Now, Abba from Abba and Preach had predicted this over a month ago.
You know, if you're proud of this, congratulations, brother. You played yourself. I don't think there's much to be said. I wouldn't be surprised if the YouTube channel gets deleted.
Everybody realized it was just a matter of time when you had that tall guy sitting there in the Ku Klux hood, even though it wasn't very surprising being that he had made some racist commentary on his channel in the past. Racist commentary that I called out. So maybe it's me. Maybe you don't have a problem. Anybody in the chat have a problem with this Fresh and Fit guy insinuating
I'm gonna be reading Cash App shortly.
That Preach is an ape, a chimp. You know, there was this video on Reddit where this white guy, this racist guy, was calling this dude the N-word, and he was like, I was like, shit. He's for real. But I also want you to notice the visual, the way he's doing his arms like an ape. And I want you to notice a few points, and this is a short clip, guys. I want you to notice how he's doing his fucking hands. What really kind of took me over the edge is that there was a white girl in the back. And when he was doing, the white girl started laughing.
Your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo.
Yeah, I think they crossed the line on a lot of different things. When they start talking about people's wives and all of this other type of stuff, I do think that they crossed the line on some things. However, I think that it's important also for us to be able to show grace. I think it's important for us to be able to show grace. I think that, of course, they crossed the line on some things. But we got to be able to show grace. All right? Let's continue.
You gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
We should fly her up, bro.
Weirdo.
Hey, yo.
We should fly her up.
Guaranteed.
Flued out.
Flew out. You may kiss the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you. I love you. I love you. Make money. We help guys get in shape. We help men improve. What the fuck are you dumbass niggas doing right now? Y'all be sweating in the fucking studio.
Shout out to the white girl. But whatever, that's in the past. Last night they had a stream. It was just the two of them, the fresh and fit guys. No drunk women in halter tops and tattoos arguing back and forth, waiting to get kicked out of their apartment. And they called it a meeting. They called it an emergency meeting. They wanted to discuss the possible demise of their channel. They were somber in that meeting because they realized that their channel had just been demonetized. Now, if you're not a content creator, you do not know the pain of having your channel's ability to earn money taken away. These were two young, hardworking men making millions, and it's all gone. This pain is enormous. The tall one even cried.
Saving children, right?
The lead attorney is so petty. The lead attorney, shout out to my guy, the lead attorney. He called him the tall one. He called him the tall one. Now, see, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because I'm trying to be objective and extend grace because I'm looking at it from the perspective of a content creator. But then at the same time, I also understand where certain people stand as far as their experience in dealing with them, because the lead attorney apparently have received a whole bunch of copyright strikes as a result of it. But he called him the tall one. Never get into an argument with a lawyer, all right? Never get in an argument with a lawyer. And I actually kicked it with the lead attorney in person. Lead attorney is like, he's like tall as fuck. I mean, I know I'm short, but good grief. Lead attorney is like, he's like a giant, man.
That was great. But saving you guys is better.
Why did they pan over to Fresh when Myron got up and walked out? Who is the cameraman and who's controlling the boards, and why did they send out? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, this is tough, bro.
He would not wish this pain on anyone. Well, that's a lie. See, the trauma that Fresh and Fit is feeling right now, they tried to make other content creators feel that same trauma, that same pain just last year. How did they do that, you ask? Well, Fresh and Fit hired a $2 attorney and a 7-cent paralegal.
Oh my God.
To spam out copyright strikes across all of the platform targeting certain content creators. Fresh and Fit wanted these content creators to lose their monetization. They wanted these content creators to lose their entire channel. They wanted me, the lead, to lose my channel. They wanted me to feel that pain that they're crying about today. They hired that $2 attorney, and that $2 attorney put 10 copyright strikes against me. Let's take
That's a lot of copyright strikes. I mean, it's one thing to send out one for a video that you think that people are using inappropriately and they not necessarily reacting to, but they actually just using it in order to profit from. And it's another thing to actually try to take somebody else's channel down. It's one thing to ask somebody to remove a video or to send out a warning in order to have people remove a video, or maybe you don't necessarily like a person or whatever like that. But it's another thing to send out 10 strikes to try to remove somebody's channel altogether. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think 3 get you taken down, right? Don't 3 get you taken down? Damn.
Take a look. This is what their attorney filed against me. Says, thank you for your submission. It is under review to ensure it's valid. Here is the information you filled out. Here we go. Copyright owner name, Fresh and Fit. Now, you only need 3 to lose your channel. And this guy
Okay, so there you go. You need 3 to lose your channel.
hit me with 10. Each one of those 10 was fraudulent and it was against YouTube's terms of service. Now, I rarely use Fresh and Fit's content. When I did, it was always under fair use. So imagine this $2 attorney tries to attack me. It could be true that I use their content, but I use their content 18 for 20 seconds. But listen, if I use your content for 20 seconds, you better believe I'm using it under fair use. I'm a goddamn attorney.
Oh, somebody said the lead attorney is low-key happy that they got demonetized. I don't believe that. I think that if you've ever met the lead attorney or if you've ever had a conversation with him, you know that he's a genuinely good person. He's a genuinely good person. He's a genuinely good dude, like in real life. And I don't believe that the lead attorney is happy that any content creator, considering the amount of work that he knows that goes into it, I don't believe that he's even remotely happy because he understands the long-term view of how content creators are affected and that we all basically, are in the same boat when it comes to the ability to be able to get to a bag. One thing that happens to one of us affects all of us as far as that long-term vision for what it is that we want for our platforms. And he knows how hard we work. I think that the lead attorney is being objective in how it is that he's had an experience with Fresh and Fit. So he's just detailing that. But I don't think that the lead attorney wants anybody to be able to lose their monetization. That's not who he is. You can't put that on him. The lead attorney is actually a good person in real life. Real talk.
Are you kidding me? Oh, but YouTube already knew that attorney was on some BS. We are concerned that some of the information in your takedown request may be fraudulent. Please understand that YouTube receives a large amount of fraudulent copyright takedown results. And we take this abuse of that process very seriously. YouTube sent me the entire email chain of the correspondence that the YouTube team had with Fresh and Fit's attorney and that 7-cent paralegal. Guys, when I woke up to this shit here, boy, I was on this shit on my phone like, oh my God. A nigga was scrolling. I was like, oh my God. The email chain showed that the YouTube team knew that those 10 copyright strikes against me were fraudulent. YouTube gave Fresh and Fit 7 days to apologize and retract each one of those 10 fraudulent copyright strikes against me. You may be able to avoid termination if you retract your takedown request. They said, take it back. If you want to avoid termination of your channel, take this shit back. Take this bullshit back where it came from. YouTube warned Fresh and Fit that if they did not retract those fraudulent claims against me, their entire account would be terminated. They even explain how to do it. They're like, listen, paralegal, if you don't know.
Jesus Christ. Again, but see, you got to be able to separate it, right? Because the lead attorney is just basically detailing exactly what his experience was going back and forth with them versus actually wanting for them to actually lose their YouTube channel. I don't believe that the lead attorney wanted them to lose their channel or that he actually wanted them to lose their monetization. I don't believe it because I know him in real life. I don't believe it at all. I think that he's actually genuinely objective and his take from it, and he's just detailing what his experience is. But let's continue to see what he says.
Know how to do it. Please reply to this email with, quote, I hereby retract.
And y'all also have to understand that as content creators, we're not just presenting information, okay? We're actually entertaining the audience on top of it, right? So if the lead attorney cracks a joke here and there, or he says, hey, $7 attorney or 2 cents paralegal, it's not that he's necessarily downgrading what the attorney's ability is. It's that he's entertaining his audience by saying, hey, don't F with me, or hey, don't play with me. I'm not the one to play with. I'm on top of it, right? Young boy said you biased. Maybe I am a little biased. But how biased can I be if I'm actually one of the few content creators that's advocating for Fresh and Fit to get their monetization back? I don't watch Fresh and Fit. They not up my alley. You'll see a video that drops today that I actually recorded yesterday. It's going to drop tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, in which I'm saying that we need to rally behind them to be able to get their monetization back. Hopefully they learn a lesson in order to be able to do things differently. They young, they, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm saying that if they get a bag and they become successful, it paves the way for other people, similar to how it is that Cameron and Mace did, as far as leveraging and using Underdog Fantasy in order to get that alleged $30 million. How can I be biased when I'm saying that I know him in real life, I know who he is, but then at the same time, I also am advocating for us as content creators as a whole, because what happens to one of us affects all of our bag and our ability to be able to get money long term. How am I biased? I want everybody to win. When Fresh and Fit get a bag, that don't affect me. That actually helps me, because then I can use some of the blueprint of how it is that they was able to do it in order to get a bigger bag on top of it. Why would I be biased against them? I don't want Fresh and Fit to lose their monetization. I don't believe the lead attorney wants them to lose their monetization. I think that he's just detailing what his experience is.
My bullshit claim. They didn't say bullshit. Of copyright infringement, period. The YouTube team. So what happened? Well, the attorney apologized, retracted each one of those claims, and YouTube allowed their channel to stay up. Think about it. Fresh and Fit hired that $2 attorney to take my channel down, and now look at their situation. Look what they are in tears about today. Now, is this karma? What it's not is a time to celebrate. I have no ill will, no bad blood with Fresh and Fit. I haven't talked.
He literally said it out of his mouth. He said he has no ill will and no bad blood towards Fresh and Fit. No ill will and no bad blood with Fresh and Fit. I take people at what it is that they say, and why would I take it any differently?
About them on my channel in well over a year. I wish these brothers well. The reason that I'm making this video is to underscore the importance of what has just happened. Most of you don't make YouTube videos. Only a content creator can know the particular pain that you suffer when your channel is under attack. Last night on their channel, Fresh and Fit hosted what they termed an emergency meeting. We should not forget, though, that last year on my channel, I hosted an emergency meeting. Now, it did not start out that way. I had just turned on my camera and started talking about Fresh and Fit's $2 attorney's attack against me and my channel. But as I started explaining what was happening to me, other content creators started filing into the stream. Big dogs on the YouTube platform, some of the greatest. And we all started talking about how Fresh and Fit was attacking content creators on the platform.
Let me fast forward it a little bit, because I know that it's a bunch of content creators that was on there. Yeah. Poor Man's Podcast, Abba, Spencer Cornelia. I forgot what these other guys are over here, but I forgot what their name is. But I know that all of those guys was on there. And they was having a conversation about that. I actually was watching that. I might have even commented in the chat for this live stream that they was doing. But yeah, I was watching it and I was having a conversation or whatever, so on and so forth, because I didn't necessarily agree with all of the beef and all of the issues and stuff that was going on. But I'm going to fast forward past that part because, you know, if you want to watch it, then go over to lead attorney's live stream and watch that. But I want to get to the crux of what it is that he says.
I guess you noticed Playback got it, and so that triggered you to make the video.
Even the late, great Kevin Samuels came up and talked about his views on people abusing the copyright system.
This isn't coming in as fair use. This is coming in as we don't like what people are saying, and this is that. And that's a dangerous game.
Kev used to say he doesn't mind if people use his content. He just didn't want people to use his content before he got a chance to use it. So when he would live stream on Instagram, people would screen record his live stream, and then they would hurry up and post it before he can use it on his own channel. And so Kevin Samuels often at times did not necessarily like that, and he would complain about that a little bit, and he would ask people not to post the content before he posted his own content. But it's a tricky game. It is very, very tricky. as far as people using content or whatever, so on and so forth. But if you reacted to it authentically, and you don't have any ill will about it, then I think that it generally falls under fair use. But let's continue.
Because even if you're right on the particular element of one or two videos, when it's done like this, you can tend to be wrong on the bigger parts. Like from what I understand, lots of creators woke up with several different strikes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just a better way of approaching it. But I think it's going to be interesting because even though I have my personal opinions on it, I think there will be a discussion about this greater in YouTube. But at the end of the day, trying to get anybody's channel taken down simply because you don't like what they're saying, in my opinion, is counterproductive.
I agree with that. And of course, I 100% agree with that because I don't want Fresh and Fit's channel taken down. I don't want their channel to be demonetized. I think that to try to get an entire channel taken down by sending out 10 copyright strikes when you know that it only takes 3 in order for you to get your channel removed, which I will give you a little bit of insight. So when you are a little bit bigger of a content creator, or when you have a certain type of platform, or when you have a platform that have so many certain subscribers or visibility, YouTube does not automatically issue a copyright strike when you send it to when somebody sends it to you, right? They send you a whole process for you to be able to review and all of this other type of stuff. But when they know that you authentically create great content and they not that, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to get that off. So I don't even know why they thought that was going to make sense in the first place. But let me continue.
So many content creators came up in that meeting to talk about what Fresh and Fit was doing. And then there were even other content creators that were in the chat. The OG O'Shea Duke Jackson was in the chat commenting. Shout out to Sinful the P. Rest in peace. He was giving his perspective in the chat. My brother Pocket Watching with JT was there. And
shout out to Pocket Watching with JT is in the building.
Anton Daniels was in the chat. So many.
I was in the chat. I did check it out.
Other YouTubers were in the chat as well, opining on this situation. Now, that was an emergency meeting. It was an emergency meeting about 2 young men who were attacking content creators across the platform. The upshot is that Fresh and Fit was trying to make content creators go through the same trauma last year that Fresh and Fit is going through today. Again, this is not good. We content creators are a particular group, and we can all be victims of demonetization. This is not a celebratory time. Now, is it fair? Is it karma? Put down in the comment section.
I think that the lead attorney gave a balanced perspective and a balanced view, objectively, of what he's seen this to be. I think he gave a very, very balanced perspective and view, and that he does not want this to happen to anybody because it can happen to anybody. But at the same time, he's expressing his sentiment in that, is this karma? Is this something that they actually got back as a result of what it is that they tried to do to other people? That's for you guys to decide. I think that we better together, and maybe it's just because I'm in this kumbaya moment. Maybe it's just because I'm just getting back from Tokyo and I got a different perspective, and I just want everybody to be able to get along and make great content and react to each other and have opposing views, and to disagree and then to agree and to highlight and celebrate. But I think that ultimately, for me, it just comes back to the bag. For me, it always comes back to the money. I've always said from day one, I don't want anybody to ever lose their job. I don't believe in doxing. I don't want anybody to be able to lose their platform. To be held accountable is one thing, but then to lose your bag as a result of it, I never want that to happen to anybody. I never want that to happen to anybody. So it's a lot of learned lessons that we can extract from this. And again, you're talking about a person that don't even care about Fresh and Fit, as far as me not caring about their content. I'm not their target audience. I don't have a dog in the fight at all. I never got a copyright notice as a result of dealing with Fresh and Fit. So, it is what it is. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know it's polarizing. I know that people are on one side or the other side, but I just try to be as objective as possible. Shout out to the lead attorney for the balanced view and a balanced perspective of what it is that he thinks. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue over with the show. Shout out to, let me acknowledge the people on Cash App. Shout out to Brian Horsley for the 10 ball. I appreciate you, my friend. Let me also give an acknowledgement to Trey05 for the 5 ball. I love you. I appreciate you also. Let me acknowledge Latrell says the moment you get emotional is the moment you going out of business. I agree. I think that you have to be objective. You have to be a little bit careful, and you have to also remember why you're here. We here to create content, and we here to get to the bag. We're not here to create problems for ourselves. Classy Beats is in the building. Says, I get what you're saying, AD, but I don't feel bad for either one of them. Hate that it happened, but you don't get to pick the consequences. Hard lessons learned. Hope they get it back, though. I don't like to see people lose their bag. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can deal with a lot of things, and maybe it's just me always being focused on the money, and maybe it's just because this is called the Millionaire Morning Show. I just think that you know what I'm saying? Things is forgiven. I would never want something to happen to somebody else that I would want to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult. It's just difficult for me to fathom the idea of that you can work this hard and lose everything. Just lose everything. That's just hard. You know what I'm saying? That's a difficult pill to swallow. Shout out to you, Classy Beats. I appreciate you. Rob, I appreciate you. Also said they lost me when they talked about another man's wife who's not involved, and they were striking everyone. Bag got snatched, trying to bag snatch TLA. I get it. I get it. But then at the same time, it's you talking about a person that's fierce when it comes to protecting my wife and my family. I am absolutely fierce when it comes to that. So, I mean, I understand. I don't know, man. Brock says, unfortunately, a lot of people don't learn their lesson even after millions of dollars. Look at Tasha K about to get sued again. Really? Really? Tasha K is about to get sued again? What is she getting sued for? I don't understand. Jay Tay says their attorney is trash for not telling them it wouldn't be smart to spam copyright strikes. Attorneys do what you pay them to do. You know what I'm saying? They get paid by the hour. Cliff Williams says Anton Luther King Jr. Anton Luther King Jr. I have a dream that all these ninjas will come together. Is it that far-fetched? Do y'all think that? I'll save that for the end of the show. I need to get into another aspect of the show before we continue. Last night, and thank you guys for making sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, for the Facebook algorithm. It's a little bit down, but I'm gonna assume that y'all gonna do it before y'all leave. Last night we did a live stream, and it was a very, very fun live stream. Q is the greatest content creator ever. Shout out to my girl Q. Shout out to Logic. Shout out to everybody that joined the panel last night. Shout out to B. Taylor. Shout out to everybody. See, I don't got no beef with anybody. I genuinely don't have beef with anybody. I am cool and I'm chill. I may not necessarily like certain content. I may not necessarily connect with you going forward because we got two different opposing views, but I don't have any kind of smoke and I don't have any kind of issues or problems with anybody. Nobody. For me, it's completely water under the bridge. You know what I'm saying? But last night we did a show, and it was an interesting show. It was a very interesting show. One of the things that caught my eye, and this is I don't be knowing who's going to come on there. I have no clue who's going to come on the panel. I tell Q to do what it is that she does. She do what she do. And then ultimately we create great content because I think that being authentic and reacting to stuff based off of what it is that you see happen and not based off of how it is that you feel or trying to pre-plan for it is the best way to be able to solve for it. But last night we did a show, and one of the things that stuck out to me is the sentiment of women. Is the sentiment of women, right? Real talk. The sentiment of women. Shout out to Tristan Smith. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. I'm going to try to scrub through this and illustrate exactly what it is that I mean, right?
Did I miss something? I don't know.
I'm going to try to move over a little bit. Hold on. Let me see if I can scrub through this and find out exactly the spots. It was a young man on the panel, and he right there. His name is King GP. And King GP, he was a good sport. But somebody said, Jamal Fowler says, Anton, come on, bro. You have an issue with Latifah. No, I don't. Me and JR was on the phone when I was in New York, when I did my New York meetup, and we was cool. And we said, we chopped it up. We said everything was cool, and we moving forward. I ain't saying nothing about them negative. I'm chilling. When it comes to reacting to content, that's one thing and being in competition, but I don't have personal issues with anybody. I'm chilling. King GP was a young guy. He's 24 years old. He capped a little bit, but he was a good sport. He was a nice guy. But let me show you who he is a little bit. Let me see if I can scrub through this and be able to get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation.
And looking at King is that confidence. Because see, look.
Yeah, you see how he showed his watch?
Hold on. Let me get back.
I had a chance at something serious, but only use me for sex.
They used you for sex,
right?
They used you for. Wait. Okay, so.
And then the thing is, if they don't use me for sex,
We hear Q. We hear.
they always thing is, if they don't reject me, they don't just use me for sex. They'll either tell me I'm too old for you. I got kids your age. I got kids older than you. Or the most often response I get when I get rejected is, "Boy, I'm old enough to be your mama."
I date old women too, man. I feel you, bro.
No.
Look at the energy that the women is giving him right now, y'all. The women got no love for this man at all. They turning their face up. Look at Miss Sanchez in the upper right-hand corner. Q is cracking up. Noel is laughing, right? And other people, B. Taylor is going to join the panel. Here, let's go over to B. Taylor. Let's see if we can find her over here in these streets. It was a part where he had shot at a girl, too. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find the part where he had shot his shot. I don't know where that is at. Where did you shoot your shot at, young man? Here we go. All right.
Hold on, nigga. You get it.
All right, so usually if I see a woman that's in her 40s and 50s that I find attractive, I usually go up to her and I'll be like, "Excuse me, ma'am."
Sanchez, my nigga.
I'll be like, "Excuse me, ma'am."
No, you're talking to Sanchez. Pretend that's her.
All right, so I'll be like, "Excuse me, ma'am." Yeah, I'll be like, "I believe I'm looking at the most beautiful woman on earth." I'm like, my name GP. What's your name? I stick my hand out, tell me their name.
So they automatically rolling their eyes. They not checking for him. They got a completely different disposition as a result. They don't like his background. They say that it's childish. They said that he was living in a childish room, right? Stuck up. They said that his hat looked like the same hat that Janet Jackson wore in the Rhythm Nation tour. You see the young lady Noelle over in the lower right-hand corner. She's laughing, right? Everybody thinks that this is hilarious. Nobody is taking him serious. They don't believe him. They say he don't make no money and all of this other type of stuff. All right, let's continue. He called her ma'am. Don't y'all know that ma'am is a sign of respect? Ma'am is a sign of respect. But what you're going to see in this video is that women do not care about how much you respect them. They don't care about what it is that you say. There is nothing that this young man could have done because they do not take him serious. He is not the type that they would choose. And so as a result, they're going to look at him a certain type of way and they're going to move a certain type of way.
Shake hands, and then nice to meet you as a formal introduction. Then I'll be like, "Look, I know I just met you and all, but I think you're very beautiful." And
Wait,
like,
you got to role play with her. Pretend you're talking to Sanchez.
Yeah, you got to role play. So King GP, you see her, you feeling her, go.
Excuse me, ma'am. I believe. Yes.
I look out.
Okay, you look about 40.
So I looked at her to be a ma'am. Okay, go ahead. What's up?
I just wanted to say that I believe I'm looking at the most beautiful woman on earth.
Oh, thank you.
My name GP, by the way. What's your name?
He showed her a sign of respect. He may not have known her age. Maybe that was one of the fumbles. And he told her, he said, I believe I'm looking at one of the most beautiful women on earth. Go ahead, spit your game, GP.
My name's Erica. GP, your real name?
Nah, that's just my nickname.
Oh, so you approaching me with nicknames? Okay.
But later on down the line, if you take me serious, and then if we build a strong enough connection, you can know my real name. The thing is, look, I know I just met you and all, but I think you're very beautiful, and I really like to get to know you. So I was wondering if I could maybe get your number.
And how old are you?
24.
Well, I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just, tell you to have a good night, and I'm gonna pass.
All right. You have a nice day.
That's how you take it like that.
That's how you handle rejection. I say, well, you have a nice day, man. That's you.
So now they go on and they go in to talk about the fact that, he corny, he don't got it, no game, he need to do all of this other type of stuff, so on and so forth, right? Let me tell you where I stood on the spectrum, because I don't want to be able to fast forward back and forth. And then I'm going to show you another part of this video that illustrates my point, right? My perspective was most women don't have the foresight to be able to see or be able to vet effectively whether or not the guy is the person that they should choose or whether or not this is somebody that they should pass up on. He was respectful. He was a little goofy. Obviously, he's trying to figure it out. Fan is in the chat saying that he corny. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. But this is the type of guy that's going to figure it out later in life, maybe. Maybe. We don't know. He'll figure it out later in life, and then maybe he going to become a supervillain because all of y'all dissed him and y'all start talking negative about him. Sandy going off. Q was in there saying he corny, wearing fake chains and all of that. You see the women in here? You see the women in here feeling a certain type of way? All right, cool. Watch this. So let's go over to the next part. Well, hold on. Let's
That's what you really would do?
Yes.
That's how you really do it? That's very bad.
What's bad about what he said?
It was just.
Yeah, what's bad about what he said?
It was just. What did he say? He was like,
They can't even find nothing wrong with what it is that he said. They can't find anything wrong with what he said. He's a 24-year-old young guy. He's trying to figure it out. They don't want to be friends. They don't want to just find out. They don't want to say any of that. And again, I'm not saying that they should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have preferences. I'm displaying to you the nature of a woman. All right? Listen to him.
he was like, I'll tell you my nickname, but if you date me again, if you talk to me again, then I'll give you my real name. It's like, it was corny. It was weird. It's like, just be real. You playing these.
That's what made it cool.
And it's not funny. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe you were saying that to crack a joke, but it wasn't funny. It was just like, nigga, I don't have to get to know you beyond this. Or sorry, I didn't mean to.
See that? You see what we got to deal with? You see what these guys got to deal with out here? And y'all think that every dude is out here getting boxed? Okay, cool. Now, let's move over into the next part.
Woman trying to impress a man.
Being a woman trying to expound on that.
Nigga, because it's few and far between, so you got to take what you can get from most niggas.
So now, we got Sha'Carri over here on the lower right-hand corner. The guy with the fitted on, you know what I'm saying? He got the cap on down at the bottom. He got the locks or whatever flowing. You know what I'm saying? He's a 26-year-old young guy. Let's continue.
Niggas. Most.
No, that's not true.
No, yes it is. These niggas is complaining. I can't get no pussy. Y'all know the fucking stats. The niggas ain't having sex. Nigga, you have to say yes. When a woman
Yeah, but if a woman is trying to impress a man, that means it's a specific type of guy. It's not just any man. If a woman is trying to impress a man, it's a man that probably gets a lot of opportunity to be impressed by a lot of different women anyway, right? So you got to add the context in there. Most women is not just trying to impress a guy. Most women is
be in competition with each other.
All right, hold on.
All right, talk your talk then, big dog.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Sha'Carri?
I feel like women don't really be in competition with each other for real. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. My bad.
If I don't do nothing, I'm a ball. I ball all day like the clock on the wall. So go and get your money, little duffel bag, boy.
Hey, it's cool if you're nervous, big dog. We all done been there on our first time. Just take your time and insert yourself. Go ahead, big dog. Talk your talk.
I feel like I don't need. I apologize.
Look at the reaction to the women on the panel. Y'all are not really paying attention. Forget him. Forget him. Look at the women. Look at the women. They have grace. They relax. Oh, everything is cute. He ain't even said nothing yet. And shout out to homie because he cool. He was a really good panelist. He really found his stride throughout the show or whatever like that. I'm cracking up because I'm not even looking at him. I'm looking at them. I'm not even looking at him. I'm looking at them. Check it out.
I'm real nervous. My bad.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's cute. Don't worry about it. You gonna get it. Check it out.
But for real, it's like
look at Noel down there. Look at Noel. Look at Noel. All of a sudden it's interesting. He hasn't even said anything yet. He hasn't even said anything yet. He just chilling.
Hold on.
Look at B. Taylor. Look at B. Taylor. See, what I keep telling y'all on a regular basis is that body language is 90% of communication. Stop paying attention to what people say. Start paying attention to what it is that they do. Pay attention to their facial expressions. Pay attention to how it is that they react, the type of voice, the octave in their voice, or whether it's high or low, whether they aggressive. King GP, the minute that he appeared on a live stream, he had no chance. They was going in on him. They was going in on him. They never gave him a chance whatsoever. Sha'Carri said he was nervous. He said he was nervous, and they all fell for it. Let's continue.
Big dog. I fucking hate you women on here right now.
I
hate
rude
y'all.
as
I hate
hell.
every last one of y'all. Because Noel is fucking giving choosing signals. B. Taylor think that this shit is cute. Miss Sanchez got a grin on her the size of fucking Alaska. Carrie is over here supporting it, and Q think that this shit is cute. I know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all just gave no.
We're giving him patience.
No. You gave King GP no patience. Zero.
Well, he didn't deserve any.
No.
She said we're giving him patience, but King GP doesn't deserve any patience whatsoever. We're giving Sha'Carri patience, but King GP doesn't deserve any patience. Why? He didn't say anything disrespectful. He didn't call anybody out of their name. He didn't say that y'all was hoes for the streets or anything like that. The only thing that he said was he showed them a level of respect and he said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. Can I approach you? I think that you are the most beautiful woman in the world." And they said that this man didn't deserve any patience, but that Sha'Carri deserves all the patience in the world. Man, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. This is not something that you can make up. This is a real life scenario of how, and women say that they don't get it. If y'all did not watch that show yesterday, you need to go back and watch that show. It was absolutely, positively a display of what happens in real life, and you cannot plot this out. You cannot make this stuff up. It happens to most regular guys. I did play the clip where he shot a shot, Q. I played the clip where he shot a shot, and then we moved over. It happens to most regular guys. And then y'all want to sit here and say that guys are incels or all of this other type of stuff. I wound up telling King GP, I said, listen, fam, don't change for nobody. Don't try to impress them. Don't try to do whatever it is that you feel like is best for them. Don't try to make it or whatever. listen, do you find your tribe? Obviously, we had a little bit of a difference of opinion a little later on in the show. But my point is this: on the outset, you cannot believe that society is fair. The game is rigged. God chose who he wanted to be able to have an easier time, to be able to navigate through the life, and then the ones that's going to make it most difficult. This is literally why, and I'm not saying Sha'Carri is a pookie or anything like that. He's actually a really good guy. But if you just want to look at it from the optics, right? This is why women often at times have children with men that's not best for them, because they're not looking at what the long-term vision is. They're looking at what the short-term circumstances are.
Oh, no. This answers the question.
You didn't deserve the patience.
Y'all, see, I know that communication is 90% body language. So I was just reading. The reason I wanted him to keep going is because I was fucking watching y'all. I wasn't even watching him. And what I realized is that
that's why B. Taylor laughing.
Question specifically right now, the level of grace
look at Miss Sanchez
versus what you gave King GP is illustrating exactly what's being communicated inside of that clip that she just played. Y'all the worst. Y'all are the worst.
What I missed?
Y'all the worst.
Oh no, I missed it too, Logic. You tell me when you find out.
They know what it is. They know what it is.
Just gonna start some shit.
No. Y'all know what it is.
Aesthetics is real different. The aesthetics is real different.
Okay, look. They all talking at the same time, talking about how different it is. Somebody help me to understand how it's different.
It's different because one.
Look, you can't stop giggling. Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna start with Kari.
Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? They can't even stop giggling because they know that I'm right. I am right. I pay attention. I catch everything. I catch how people communicate. I'm aware of what happens. I am right. I'm right 10 times out of 10. Well, maybe not 10 times out of 10. 97 out of 10 times, I'm right. Out of 100 times, I'm right. Seriously, women automatically had judged these dudes before they ever even open up their mouth. From the time, fellas, they already know if they want to sleep with you the minute that you walk into the door. They already made up their mind. The only thing that you got to do is not mess it up. Okay, you know what? Before I read the super chats, this is what I'm going to do. I never do this on a Tuesday. I did not plan this out, and this is why this is the greatest show on earth. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for y'all to be able to tell me that I'm wrong. You ain't even got a cam up. If you disagree with me, feel free to hit the link. You don't have to cam up if you don't want to. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. I never do this on a Tuesday. I never, ever do this on a Tuesday.
He's being vulnerable. Like he's in a
He's in a
playroom by himself, and he just being himself, and he's not scared to say like, "Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little nervous." It's cute because it's like sincere. Then you got one in a bedroom that look like my kid bedroom, and all the confidence in the world, and then his name is King, so you know his mama called him King. And then he's talking about, he get bitches.
See how they attacking
so
him?
I'm like, it just
see how they attacking him?
It's not matching. So
it's not adding.
My mama for sure don't call me King things. My parents.
Hold on, GP.
Right.
Noel, would you like to explain how you was
nigga.
all in the cat? How you was?
Link is in there. Somebody help me to understand where I'm wrong. I'm curious as to how it is that I am wrong. All right, so let's do this. Y'all are the worst. Women are the worst ever. The worst ever. Hold on, let me get some of y'all up here. Because I got to know now. Q, do you want to be on camera? How am I wrong, Q?
I look a mess. Look. Oh.
How am I wrong? Q?
Listen, I'm sick, but I had to come up here and call your bullshit. One, you called this guy slow, autistic, that he might have some mental problems. When this man started lying about
no, I did not, Q. I did not call him slow and autistic. I said that similar characteristics of what autistic children do was some of the things that I was observing later on in the stream. But I didn't say that he was autistic. I said that autistic people do some of the same things that he was doing sometimes.
basically saying he's autistic.
No, I did not say he was autistic.
Yes, you did. Once you find out this man was lying, you turned your computer screen off. You was basically saying, "Oh, okay, you saw his bullshit. He was lying."
No, listen. But I understood why he was lying, right? So
that doesn't make it right.
No. It's not about what it was right or wrong. It's about the fact that he was trying to impress us. He was trying to fit in. And so when we realize that, we got to be able to extend him some grace. The point is this. The point is this, Q. You're missing the point. The point is this. Guys, and it's not even about him, it's just in general. Guys often at times don't even get a chance with y'all. Y'all shut them down and y'all turn them down because y'all, on the outset, y'all already only give certain type of guys a chance and you give other guys grace, and then certain other guys, they never even get in the door.
Anton, it's cool what you just said. This guy came on with 3-4 fake chains, one that spins.
He's 24.
Okay. And we're in our 30s. So we don't want that. Like, that's not what we're not attracted to little boys. He's in his little boy era.
But what if he become great?
What if he doesn't?
But what if he does?
He
has a very good chance of becoming great.
Anton, I remember a while back on that other Thursday fucked up panel, you said we shouldn't seek for potential. We shouldn't look at someone's potential while dating.
If you're 50. If you 50, if you 24, they don't even we don't even know what y'all meet guys in college all the time. When y'all was 20, 21, 22. And some of those guys became great and some of them didn't. But my point is that y'all passed up on a lot of guys based off of the wrong things. Most women pass up on guys based off of the wrong things.
Anton, most of the guys didn't though. Let's just be realistic. We have to be realistic what's out there today. Okay, we don't know if the 3-chained guy in the kiddie room will turn out to be great. Are most guys great in your eyes?
Yes.
Are majority of men great?
A majority of guys have the potential to be great, yes.
No, that wasn't my question. Not potential. Are majority of men of today great?
They average.
Not that wasn't my question, because I don't know if average is great to you. Is majority of men great?
No.
Okay then. So
but
how do you
you have a greater probability of getting with a guy that's a nerd versus getting with a guy that you think based off of whether or not y'all just like they game or y'all like they swag, you have a better chance of getting with a guy that's going to be better for you long term than the guy that a lot of the guys that y'all choose. Most women choose wrong.
You're moving the whole goal field because
No, I'm not.
Yes, I have no problems of nerds. He was a nerd plus a poser.
No, y'all like thug nerds. It's a difference.
No.
Yes, y'all do.
He was a nerd. Plus
y'all like
lying.
thug nerds.
He was lying. That's not attractive because if a man or a woman is willing to lie about something so small, they're willing to lie about something so big.
No, that's not true. It's the context matters. He was on a panel. He knew that he was going to be on there with me. He probably put on his Sunday's best. He probably tried to impress you.
His Sunday's best.
He tried to impress you. And so as a result, he was really trying. Come on, man. It's not about him, Q. It's about women in general and how they choose to look at a guy. Okay, so let me ask you the question. Why did they give Kahari so much grace and he hadn't even said anything yet?
Anton, 5 seconds. You was like, oh no.
No. I'm the one that covered for him because he was nervous at first, and then I was like, hold on, gather yourself, big dog, put it together. And he was like, oh, I'm still nervous, and then all of the girls was like, oh my God, we have to give him some love and let him through.
We were being feminine. We were letting the man.
Y'all wasn't feminine with King GP when he first came on.
He was lying.
No, before he even opened up his mouth, y'all was giggling about it.
That's only because he was wearing the fake chains and putting the chains up and it was spinning.
No, Q. No.
He was like, yeah, I got this. This Chinese symbol means love. I'm like, what?
Why y'all didn't extend him some grace, Q? Y'all wasn't looking to understand him. What if he put that chain on to represent his grandmother or something like that?
That's a lie because we went on his YouTube channel.
No, that was later. That was later. That's later.
Well, I already knew what he was about. I saw his IG.
No,
right?
Okay, so take yourself out of it. Why do women? Okay, let's just have this conversation. Why don't women give other guys more of a chance that may not have been what it is that they want to see from the outset? Right?
Honestly, I think regarding him, he wasn't attractive. Like if he was attractive, he would have got more
You can grow to
grace.
love somebody, Q.
Okay, but I'm answering your question, so I'll you can. I mean, the arranged marriages happen all the time, but if he was more attractive, I think more grace would have been given. Like we would have accepted the fake chains, but then when he would open his mouth, the attractiveness would have went down. But I mean, the more he opened his mouth and repeated himself, oh, I want 40, 50-year-olds, it just didn't make sense what he was saying.
He was trying to be funny.
It wasn't funny the first time, so I don't know what made him think it was going to be funny the second or third time. It just made it seem like, no, that wasn't there. It made like he was trying to put on a facade, and that's not what really he's about. Because what he was saying,
if he would have been authentic, y'all still wouldn't have gave him a shot, so it don't even matter.
No, you don't know that.
I do know that. That's why he was lying. If he was getting results as being authentic, then he would have been more forthcoming. But if y'all had already seen what it is that y'all thought about him, and this is probably what he experienced in his regular life, and so because he's experienced so much rejection, he started to pivot. He started to do the thing that he think that impresses women, and that's why guys don't start off lying, Q. That's not what they do. Guys start off actually doing a thing that they think is the right thing to do. I'll give you an example. When he was shooting a shot with the girl, he never was disrespectful. He called her ma'am, which is a term of respect. Okay. He said that you're the most beautiful girl that I've ever seen, and so on and so forth. And they was like, it's given. And they started going off on him and they started tearing him down. That's why they lied to y'all, because they can't be honest with y'all and get the results.
Okay, so I do agree with him regarding the ma'am thing, and that's why I try to explain to the ladies in Texas. We just say that younger or older, that's one thing, but it was just giving. He didn't have the confidence that he said he did, or he was showing. As I said, fake. We don't want that. We want a real confident man. Like, come on, you're a confident ass man, Anton.
Yeah, but you can't use me as an example.
Okay, but I'm using you as an example.
You can't do that.
2, he's not a confident man.
I'm 41 years old. I've seen the world. You can't use a 24-year-old dude that probably ain't never got no pussy in his life to a 41-year-old man that ain't seen everything.
Well, if that's the case, he should have came on the panel being himself, right?
He can't. Y'all rejected him.
That's a lie. We don't reject Cheeky.
He had his King GP in the background, and y'all automatically start talking about his bedroom before he even opened up his mouth.
No.
Yes.
That was Logic. Logic did that. First off, Cheeky doesn't get blowback, and he's a whole virgin out here. He owned his
Cheeky is selling that to y'all in order to continue to get y'all in his camp. That's a part of the finesse. Y'all don't even know. Cheeky ain't no fucking virgin.
Okay, if he's not a virgin, but if GP would have came on here and said he was a virgin, then we would be more giving him grace on what he's saying, understanding. But the man
y'all
was
not
lying.
giving. No. It's a difference. Okay, it's a difference between giving grace and giving box. Dudes want success. They want results. They want box. They want companionship. They want all of the things that come along with being in a relationship or getting with women. Don't pat me on the head and give me no fucking grace. Give me something that I can work with. They don't want no grace. They want love. They want compassion. Y'all not giving that to these dudes, and so they gotta pivot. They gotta do what they gotta do to get what they want.
So are you coaching men right now to lie to women to get what they want?
I'm not.
Is that what
You heard what I told him. I said that I don't think that he should change for nobody. I said he should lean into who he is and don't change for any woman at all. I told him that. You heard me tell him that.
Who he really is, not this bullshit ass facade that he was doing last night.
But this ain't about
right?
him. This is about y'all.
Okay, no. The question is, are you telling him that he needs to be who he really is?
Yeah, I said that don't change and that he's going to evolve and be you, and don't lie to these hoes. Just be authentic, and then ultimately you gonna get the results that you want. Focus on leveling up, focusing on being great, and that's gonna be fine. But this what I'm saying, this isn't about him. This is about y'all. And y'all as women choose not based off of what a dude is going to be or the true characteristics of who he is or his inside nature and all of that stuff. I don't give a fuck about that. The only thing you care about is whether or not he cute and he says the things that make y'all buttery in the inside, and then that's what happens. That's why women become single baby mamas every day.
I think it is very dangerous to date for someone's potential though. Like, cause we just don't know. Like,
we don't know what y'all gonna turn out to be. How many dudes knows that the woman that they thought that they loved was gonna be taking them to child support court?
I mean, true. But you also say there's red flags that people show that they ignore, right?
Mostly in women.
Okay.
I think that women are smart enough to know the guys that they dealing with. They know that nigga wasn't no good when they laid down with him.
Okay, so that's their fault. They picked the wrong guy.
But most guys don't know that women is trash that they dealing with. Most of them don't.
So they can't see the red flags?
Most of them can't.
Why is that?
Because they so used to getting rejected that they blinded by the fact that the first woman that shows them attention really may not even have their best interest for them.
Well, is that the woman's problem or is that the man's problem?
It's the woman's problem because they've created this environment where men don't feel comfortable being authentically themselves.
Wait, how is that a woman's problem if the man are used to getting rejected and then the first woman that gives them a play, now they're all gung-ho and they really can't read? How is that?
Because y'all created the environment that y'all ultimately are the ones going to suffer through. Now I'll give you an example. He's only 24. By the time that he's 34, 44, probably even 40, he's going to grow out of that shit. He's going to grow out of the immaturity. He's going to evolve. He's going to become great. Then when women start checking for him, right, he not going to fucking be interested in anymore.
Anton, you say that, but we have a lot of 30-year-olds and 40-year-old incels online that haven't grown out that little stage that he's in. What were you doing when you were 24?
That's not true. We got a lot of good guys online that's just average guys. That y'all call them incels, but they just average guys, Q.
What were you doing when you were 24?
I was grinding. I was working.
Were you wearing fake chains?
No. I had a Bentley when I was 24. You can't use me as an example. I had a Bentley when I was 24.
You use you as an example.
I had a Bentley. I wasn't the same as regular guys.
Okay.
So you can't use me as an example. I wasn't a regular guy at 24 years old.
So
I got married at 20. At 24, I was already married for 2 years.
Okay, so do you think most guys are like him at 24?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I was
more guys are like him than having a Bentley at 24 years old.
I mean, I understand the Bentley part, but I don't think most guys are putting a facade on like him at 24.
I think more guys are like him than were like me.
And he said he only wants to date chicks that are 40 and 50.
That was just a facade. He was just talking junk.
What 24-year-old is saying, "Oh, I only want to date 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds so they won't use me for sex"?
A person that is nervous and is trying to get some kind of love from the people on the panel that he's with.
So he's putting on a facade. He's lying. He's faking. That's not attractive to women. Women
Yeah,
don't like
but
a
yes,
man
it
that lies.
is. Yes, it is. You know why? Because most guys lie to y'all, and y'all believe them, even if y'all know that they lying to y'all, because y'all still want them to be the person that y'all want them to be. Y'all say y'all gonna fix guys all the time, but y'all don't try to fix the guys with potential. Y'all fix the guys that's actually never gonna change for you. See, that guy, or maybe not him, but guys like him.
That guy.
Guys like him are moldable, right? They will bend to y'all will. They will do whatever, but then eventually they get their heart broke. They turn into fucking supervillains, and then they create a platform called Fresh and Fit. That's what happens. Y'all create these monsters on a regular basis because y'all dissing the good guys and y'all turning them into monsters. That's the truth. And then y'all criticize them and call them incels when they get older. Oh, fuck that. Come on, Q. Come on, Q.
I just can't believe Anton is saying this right now because midway stream, he called this man slow.
I did not
called this man
I
slow.
said we needed to give him grace. I said we need to give him grace because we don't know what his medical record. We don't know what his medical records are saying.
Logic said he might be retarded, but you want us to give him grace? What? It's crazy. What? But you want us
How do you think that the show went last night?
It was good. Like, I'm glad B. Taylor came up. I'm glad,
What do you think about B. Taylor? What are your thoughts about it?
I like B. Taylor.
Why?
I like B. Taylor. I just feel like women in YouTube, they do get sensitive, but they just have to be wary of what panels they go on. Right? And I think I had a conversation with her on one of the chats. Like, not everybody's panel you should be going on, because some people like try to get you to come on panels because it's a clickbait. They want you to come on there so they can clip up videos. So I'm glad she came up there. I saw her in the chat, but yeah.
Do you think that why is she but I thought I was the enemy. I'm surprised that a lot of these girls is coming around.
Maybe they found out you're not the real enemy. They found out the truth of who the real enemy is. People be thinking Anton the enemy just because Anton be the loudest, but it's not the loudest that's usually the enemy. It be the quiet ones that be the enemy, that be lying and scheming.
What do you think about Carrie? What are your thoughts on Carrie?
I like Carrie. I wish she would talk more. She gives the little
marriage. People in the chat was saying that Carrie got a fatty when she went to go and get her degree.
Oh yeah, I saw the fatty when she got her diploma that Logic said was fake. I'm like, y'all, that's a married woman, but y'all.
I know. That's why I said people in the chat.
I was looking too. I'm not gay or nothing, but I can still look.
What do you think about Noelle?
I like Noelle. She gives a different perspective, and she's
she just got to
straightforward.
fix that fucking Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with her Wi-Fi.
Where is she
from?
And
then Erica, I don't even know. I found her on Clubhouse.
She seemed like she's from Miami. Her background was looking like Miami.
Ooh, they do give Miami vibes.
Yeah. What do you think about Erica, Miss Sanchez?
Erica, that's Quinn's +1. I wish she should talk more though. I think she was talking more for first stream. I think you scared her to where she don't talk as much.
How did I scare her? I was nice to her.
I don't know. Y'all came for baby mamas, and the topics wasn't even about baby mamas.
I think that
it's okay.
Jasmine might be I don't think she coming back.
No, she'll come back. I think so. I'm gonna message them. But I got a couple.
She was disgusted at what it was that I was saying about baby mamas.
Oh, you talking about Jasmine? Oh, so there's two Jasmines. You talking about Jasmine, the light skinned one? No, she has a lot of stuff going on. She had a lot of stuff. Someone passed in her life. Passed away.
Okay. I got a Kwane finally hit me up.
Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna invite her back. There's a couple that wants to come on next week. I'm gonna invite them.
Are they poly?
No, they're not poly.
They're a regular couple?
A regular interracial. Well, they're mixed races.
That's gonna be a fucking bad idea for them, but It's gonna be entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Cause see, when you gotta answer questions from your perspective, but then you got somebody else there, it's gonna go bad. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll be like, what do you think?
I ain't about to meet Kwane in person. Fuck that.
I think she's in Cali.
Yeah, I wouldn't meet her in person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't meet her in person personally.
You think all these women are super duper dope? She has trauma. She needs to heal. She has a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I think I could meet people in person, but you be bringing some fucking attractive women on there, though.
I got good taste.
Yeah, you do got good taste. I'll get you.
I'm gonna start bringing up some ugly.
Nah, don't bring up no fucking ooga booga booga fucking Build-A-Bears up here. Don't you do it. Don't bring up no Build-A-Bears.
All people need love.
Yeah, nah, we good though. We good on the Build-A-Bears. Just keep them looking good, keep them attractive, and
Yep. Well,
it'd be a lot of panels out here in these streets. I'm not gonna say no names, but it'd be a lot of panels in these streets that be having some fucking booger bears, some ooga boogers on there, and they do not be well represented. And I'm like, get them the fuck off my panel.
Are you talking about panels that we used to be on?
I'm not talking about anything in particular. I'm just saying it'd be some fucking Build-A-Bears on these panels, and I'd be like, get that shit off my screen. Seriously. I'm not. They need to go and fix that shit before they get on the screen. So nah, I'm straight. They not good for the camera. They got a face for radio. So
about to take a nap because I'm sick.
All right, baby girl. Thanks, Q.
Bye.
See ya. You never know what you're gonna get on the Millionaire Morning Show. We just have authentic conversation. Y'all did not watch the show last night. It was an incredible show. Awesome. I had something else that I wanted to tackle as it relates to money, but we're going to save that for tomorrow. Yeah, man, it was good. Make sure y'all go and watch that show from yesterday. Shout out to my dog going postal out here on the Cash App, hitting the Cash App. Let me read some of the super chats and then I'm going to get y'all out of here for the day. Tristan Smith is in the building. Shout out to my dog, Tristan. Tristan said YouTube could have fined Fresh and Fit. I don't agree with their antics, but completely taking their bag is insane. I 100% agree with you, Tristan Smith. But completely taking their bag is insane considering how hard those guys worked. Anyways, back to studying for my PMP exam. Keep the great content coming. Shout out to Tristan. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, my friend. And thank you for the 50 ball and supporting in such a big way. Objective Hustler says, just a little offering. Sent my book last week. I'm going to check that out. Thank you, Objective Hustler, and thank you for the offering and holding us down. Thank you for supporting the platform. Brittany P says, you got trans women fighting to be called ma'am, and black women is looking at it as being called old. Make it make sense. Brittany is absolutely correct. Absolutely, positively correct. I agree with you, Brittany. Look at Q being crazy. Q says, Anton, you didn't say something like that, like about him being autistic, but you want us to like him. He was lying and putting on a facade. Shout out to Q. Crazy. I call her Crazy Q, but y'all call her Island Girl Q. Jamal Park says, listen, I'm 24 and married for a year. I met my wife when we were in high school at 16 years old. Dated for 7 years till I graduated college. I had no game whatsoever. It's hard to have game. I wish y'all was listen. The regular guys out here in these streets, y'all need to start coming up here and telling these girls exactly what's happening. Let's be honest about what's happening. Q says, nah, play the clip where GP shot a shot, no confidence, fake chains, fake confidence, lies, kitty background. Anton is capping. You thought he was slow midway through the show. No, he was nervous. That's why he was lying. And he came back to the front of the congregation. He said, all right, I lied about this, but this is why I lied. Aaron says, want a traditional man, but can't be called ma'am? Facts. They look at that as disrespectful. They said, what are you calling me, old? Smiling Buddha says, young man, stay on your purpose. Forget these hoes. Facts. I appreciate you. William Lucian says, I love you, Anton, but GP presented himself as a clown with all of the jewelry and the shiny stuff. That's just like if you see a woman dressed like a hoe. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Aaron says, get you an anime girl. They box better than basic. We're not encouraging people to go out there for the box. He's childish, but you got leaves from out. But y'all crazy. JB says, Anton, you gave him great advice. He then went on to claim he had 100 bodies. Your point is correct, Anton. It was wasted on GP's line. Listen, I'm gonna give you the game, but what they do with it is up to them. You know what I'm saying, JB? Thank you, my friend. William says, if your daughter brought a dude home with that hat and jewelry on, wearing fake watches, you would judge him from the jump, bro. Stop the cap. No, I would think it was funny. I would think it was hilarious. I wouldn't trip at all. Because I know my daughter is ultimately going to be with a man that's similar to her father. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to William Lucian. Leggett says, winners and losers in life, everybody can't be great. And I proved that last night. Cliff Williams says, I pay attention to the reality, not the potential. If I can make potential reality, great, but it is not a certainty. Appreciate you, Cliff. Thank you for holding me down. Charles Wilson came through with the fireball. Thank you, my friend. Aaron Woe says, B. Taylor got leaves on her wall. That's childish. Oh, that's what you was talking about. I'll make cute French toast with her morning breath. My dog. People love good quality. I got the hat on. Make sure y'all go over there and be able to check it out. Women know when a man has the potential to be great. They don't have the patience to stick around for the greatness. See that? People love good quality. It's saying it. Chew the Fat with Smooth Podcast. Shout out to Chew the Fat with Smooth Podcast in the building. Said, women want to meet men at the finish line. Can't get mad at them for that. Women have to understand they must offer equal value. Most women are too entitled to try and match the value that a man has. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend, for coming through. Bill the Berg boy says, I agree with AD. Most guys are like him at 24. I had my own crib, a Legend coupe, a Lex coupe at 24. My friends were living at home driving hoopties. You know what I'm saying? Jay Ben is in the building, says, see how cute keeping with the woman code, unlimited grace. Agreed. Thank you, Jay Ben. Also, AQ Inspirational Champion is in the building, says, this was an awesome show. Back to work in the grind. Enos Luby is in the building, says, King GB did a reaction to the show on his channel. He listened, he took the tick off the chains and looked like a whole different man. You see that? You see when we give constructive criticism that people evolve and they become a better version of themselves? Y'all don't want to help a dude. Chris said that was cringeworthy last night, but it was an absolute phenomenal show. Facts. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning into the Millionaire Morning Show. You never know what you're going to get. Make sure you go back and watch the show last night. We doing the same thing tomorrow morning. It's going to be an awesome show. Mr. Carr says, what is Q's relationship status? I'm curious. Well, send her a super chat or not a super chat. Send her a DM and let her respond to it. Send her a DM. Q, you got people over here shooting their shots. Shout out to Mr. Carr. Send her a DM and let her and see what she say. I don't know. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for continuing to hold me down. This has been an awesome show, and it's been awesome entertaining you guys. Had over 2,000 people in here. Shout out to all of my people on Facebook. Shout out to all of my people on YouTube. Lance from Hosley says, let's hear what Lance had to say. Lance says, I was homeless at 26. My girlfriend, now wife, took a chance on me due to my ambition. 4 years later, bought a house and paid off $130,000 in debt. Getting it. Shout out to Lance. Listen, man, we got some awesome people here. I do not take you guys for granted. I think you guys are absolutely awesome. You guys make the show. I'm just the person that presented. You guys make the show. I'm just the person that presented. Listen, make sure that you share this with your family and friends. Go and get that Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Also, on top of that, make sure that you tap into the Patreon. Today, I am releasing the Flint City Councilman that's been viral all the time. I'm releasing that on the Patreon today. And then I'm also tomorrow or the next day going to be dropping the actual date of our meetup now that Logic forced me to go on a specific week. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I need you to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Q said hit the like button, but definitely make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. You guys are the best audience ever. I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.